Hi, my ring light is very bright. I'm not used to it. Oh no, I think I just messed up my eyeshadow. False alarm! Ow! Okay, I'm just gonna sit so I don't hurt myself anymore, but eyeshadow is fine. Let's get into it. Alright, so just a very quick little introduction. My name is Sophie Cranny, and I am a 19-year-old car accident survivor from the state of Michigan who is diagnosed with a condition known as postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which basically just messes with your blood pressure and heart rate and can cause you to faint and a bunch of crazy things like that. And about a month ago, I asked you guys through like a little poll on Instagram to ask me some questions for like a Q&A type style YouTube video. And you guys asked me a bunch of questions and I did screenshot them. So I have all those original questions, but I forgot to film. So I asked you guys again yesterday and gave some new people an opportunity to ask some questions. And I picked my top 12 because I like numbers that end with 2. I do just want to put a quick trigger warning. The very first question does have themes of body dysmorphia and does revolve around eating disorders. So if that's something that makes you uncomfortable, I totally understand, and you can skip to this time card right here, and that'll bring you to the point in the video where we don't talk about that anymore. And with all that being said, let's get to the questions. Alright, so question number 1 is, what was your motivation to recover from your eating disorder? So just a little bit of a backstory. After my car accident, I lost weight really rapidly because of my concussion. I didn't really want to eat, so I didn't, and I just lost tons of weight. And I kind of became almost obsessed with seeing how skinny I was in the mirror. I really liked the way that my body looked, and I wanted to preserve that as best as I could. I started really watching what I was eating and just trying to work out like a madman, and yeah, it was just a very toxic situation. And then one day, one of my friends came up for the first time in a long time, and we just had a blast, and I ate whatever I wanted and just had so much fun with her. And after that moment, I really could not stop eating. I think the moment that I really realized I had a problem was, I'm going to insert a picture right here, but there's these little like bumpy cakes that Sanders, I think, makes, and I've loved them since I was a little girl, and we got one for a dinner one night, and I had like just one piece like a normal person would, and then everybody else in my family had a piece, and there was probably about like half of the cake left. And they're not like super big cakes, but they're decent sized cakes. And it was the summertime, so my mom and my stepdad went outside and were just enjoying the nice weather. And I looked at that cake and I was like, I have to eat this. And I ate the whole rest of the thing all in one sitting. And I was so embarrassed and ashamed of it, so I just covered it up with tin foil, and I looked at my mom and my stepdad, and I basically said, hey, I'm taking this to work tomorrow, please don't look at it or eat it. And they didn't, fortunately, and the next morning I just took the little pan to work and I threw it away in the trash can at my work. But yeah, that's the moment that I really realized that I had an issue and that something had to be done. So I started practicing intuitive eating and just making sure that I was controlling my portion sizes while actually still eating what I wanted, because I had all of these really intense cravings with my binge eating disorder, and I had to find some way to deal with those. So sometimes I would get like the Halo Top ice creams where you can eat like the entire pint and it's not going to make you feel sick, or it doesn't have a ton of calories, and I was just trying to be very mindful of that. And as of right now, I eat whatever I want, just in controlled portions, and I feel so good about my body and I'm so happy. So if that's something you're struggling with, know that there's still hope, and I promise you that you will get through it. This next question revolves around my service dog Cinder, who will be here at the end of August, and I'm so excited! But anyways, this question is, are you nervous to become a service dog handler? And if so, what are you most nervous for? I definitely am a little bit nervous to become a service dog handler, but nothing crazy. Pretty much the thing that I'm most nervous for is just getting those people, you know, that are going to think that I don't need a service dog, and I really don't like confrontation, so I'm going to have to work on that because I'm sure it will happen at some point. But other than that, just getting to be around Cinder and being surrounded by her, I really just think we're gonna work so well together, and I'm more excited than anything. Question number 3 is, what were some of your favorite shows that you were in? And I don't think I've ever talked about this on my social media platform, but I used to do musicals like all the time, and I loved them. I still love them. I would love to do them again one day. They were so fun. I would say that my favorite musicals that I was in would have to be Annie and the Addams Family. I played Annie in Annie. I'll insert a picture here. And it was so fun, and I played it when I was 13, and my mom also played Annie when she was 13, and we actually wore the same exact dress, which was such like a cool and special moment. And then in the Addams Family, I played Pugsley Addams, the little brother that like enjoys being tortured, and it was such a difficult role for me to play because it just was so far from like my personality and stuff, but I would say that that has to be my top favorite role that I've ever played, because at the end I had just fallen so in love with the character, and I really didn't want to like be done with that musical because I just had so much fun being Pugsley. Question number 4 is, what is your favorite food? And this is a very simple, very straightforward answer. Buttered noodles with Parmesan cheese. Amazing. My mom makes them the best. That's all. Question number 5 is, what is your typical Starbucks order? When I go to Starbucks, I typically order a venti iced cinnamon dolce latte because those are just, they are so good. And pretty much like anybody can order them because they can substitute like any type of milk. So I just think that it's very inclusive and I love it. And I usually get a cake pop with it because their cake pops are just, they're the best. This next one is, what is your favorite childhood memory? And let me tell you guys, this is a good one. I don't think I have any pictures. I'll try to find some if I can. But when I was like 5 years old, I got to go to My Little Pony Live for my birthday. And let me tell you, it was the most epic experience of my entire life. There was like giant life-size My Little Ponies like running all around the stage and singing, and it was a dream come true. So yeah, that's my favorite childhood memory. Question number 8 is, what is it like living with Pots? To be honest, living with Pots is really just purely exhausting. That's all I can say about it, really. My heart is just like constantly going crazy. Like even when I'm just sitting, it's like 85, 90 beats per minute. And so my poor little heart is just like running a marathon all day. And it's so exhausting. The other thing that's really difficult for me with Pots is not having a designated routine, because I have OCD and that is basically how my life works. I follow a very specific routine from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, and that's kind of my mojo. That's what I do. And Pots is so unpredictable. When you wake up, you really don't know if you're going to have a bad day or a good day, and you have a bunch of different therapies to work on and stuff. So I've kind of had to break my stigma of following a very specific routine, because my routine just constantly gets disrupted by this disorder. And yeah, that's kind of, in a nutshell, what it's like living with Pots. Question number 9 is very similar to question number 8, and it is, what is the most difficult part of living with a chronic illness? And I would definitely have to say that the fatigue and the unpredictability of the whole situation are definitely some of the top hardest things. However, I would say that the number one thing that is the hardest about living with a chronic illness is feeling like I have to miss out all the time, because I have to cancel on friends and stuff a ton, because some days I just feel like absolute garbage. and I just can't do the things that I used to. I can't go out all day anymore. I have to take a nap at some point, and that's just really hard because I love hanging out with friends and I love being involved, and I've had to kind of step down from the role that I used to play, and that's been hard. Question number 10 is, what is your hair routine? Give me a second. Oh, did you just hear my hip pop? Oh my gosh. The only thing that I really do to my hair after the basic shampoo and conditioner thing in the shower is I use this Bumble and Bumble Invisible Oil Primer. It acts as a very nice detangler, and it also is heat protectant, and it smells really good. So I use like, I don't know, probably like 6 squirts of this in my hair every day, and it makes my hair really soft and shiny, and I've noticed that it's not as damaged anymore. So there you go. Question number 11 is, do you see a pain doctor? I have an itch. And the answer to that is no, not right now. I definitely would like to get to a pain doctor at some point, but right now we're kind of just working on pain management through physical therapy and the other doctors that I see, like my rehabilitation specialist and everything like that. But I would really think that it would be beneficial for me to go see a pain doctor that is totally focused on just controlling pain at some point in my life. But for right now, I have so many other things going on that it's hard to even fit one more doctor or one more appointment in there. So for right now, I'm going to work on controlling everything else, and then hopefully one day I'll get to a pain doctor. All right, I wanted to end on kind of like a lighthearted note. So question number 12 is, what is your most embarrassing moment? And let me tell you, this is embarrassing. Okay, so when I was like in 7th grade, we had PE at the end of every day. So like, I think my 7th or 8th period, I don't know how it worked, but that was my last class of the day was PE. And of course, you know, you bring like PE clothes, because in the winter you're wearing leggings and sweatpants or whatever because it's Michigan and it's cold, and then you wear shorts and a t-shirt for PE, and it's great. And on this particular day, I was wearing neon blue underwear, and I decided to bring white shorts. And I didn't even notice it until like 20 minutes into the class. Like, I was just flaunting around the gym, and I looked down and I was like, oh, my underwear is very noticeable. But I can guarantee you that probably everybody had already seen the blue underwear. So I don't know why I was so concerned about it, because I only had like 15 minutes left of class, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and go fix it. So that's what I did. I go into the bathroom and I take a singular strip, like 4 sheets of toilet paper, and I put it right across my butt cheeks. And I was like, oh, that's good. No one's gonna notice the blue underwear anymore. And I like flaunt back out into the gymnasium, and I'm like, woohoo! Like, walking around my crush, having a great time, and we're playing basketball, and all of a sudden I feel something like flapping on the back of my thigh, and I'm like, uh-oh. Oh no! The toilet paper had come out of position. It was no longer across my butt cheeks, it was like leaking down the right side of my leg. And so I took it and like I wadded it up super quick in my hands, and I was like trying to hide it, and my crush comes over and he's like, what do you have in your hands? And I'm like, nothing. I have nothing in my hands. And then one of my friends had seen everything going on, and she's like, she has toilet paper in her hands. Sophie stuck toilet paper in her pants, and now she has it in her hands. And in that moment, I was like, this is it. This is the end. I will never, ever see the light of day again. And so PE ends, and I grab my stuff as quick as I can, and I bolt to the parking lot where I know my sister will be waiting for me, and I get in the car and I start sobbing, and I was like, Jackie, something happened today. And she's like, what happened? And I was like, you have to promise not to laugh. And she goes, okay, I won't laugh. And I told her the whole story, like bawling my eyes out because I just humiliated myself. And I look over and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. And I was like, you said you wouldn't laugh. And it was just, I got over it. I think after a few days, everyone had forgotten about it. My family never did. It's still an ongoing joke, but that has to be my most embarrassing moment. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see me do with this channel in the future, because I really have like 0 ideas. So just let me know. And if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up for me. That helps me out a ton. If you didn't like it, no worries. You can dislike it if you want. I understand. I can't please everybody. But if you guys could like and subscribe and do all of those things, turn on post notifications, anything to help me out, that would be wonderful. As always, I post most of my content on TikTok, so go ahead and follow that. I will put it somewhere on the screen. You can also follow my Instagram and DM me and have a personal conversation with me, which I absolutely love. I love getting to talk to you guys, so I will link my Instagram on this page somewhere as well. If you want to do some jewelry shopping, you can use my code SophiaCranny20 for 20% off your Pura Vida purchase. They have a super cool Shark Week collection out right now, and I already ordered like the whole thing. I'm so excited for it to get here because I just love sharks. And if you need a little bit of help with hydration, you can use my code Sophie_Cranny for 25% off and free shipping of your Liquid IV purchase. And with all of that being said, now that I've plugged myself like I think you're supposed to do, maybe you're not supposed to do that. I don't know. YouTube is a whole new thing for me. Anyways, with all of that being said, I love you guys. Thank you for watching if you've made it to the end. And yeah, I hope to see you soon and not go like months without posting again. Bye!